Hi guys, Stage Developer here. I've been watching a lot of videos on social media from different people who are quite influential, claiming or making the argument that diversity, equality, and inclusion hiring policies give preferential treatment to people of color without considering qualifications. So when I saw this and I thought about it, is this actually true? I mean, is this really the case? So I did a bit of digging and research, and actually, I found strong evidence that suggests otherwise. And I really wanted to share this with you because this is not only important for everyone, but also for people working in tech as well, because all of these talking points and the narrative that DEI is preferring people over qualification or over experience or over skill is actually quite harmful. And with those studies that I'm going now to mention to you, there are actually like very strong arguments that kind of, now I'm not going to say it's, I completely discard the arguments against DEI, but to some extent it was very strong points that kind of suggest that this is not true. DEI is not a problem, and DEI is not actually giving like 100% preferential treatment. But of course we need to look at the context of why the DEI policies came into play, and for this, stick with me, and I'm going to go through three studies that highlights how like bias, regardless of skill, I mean given all else constant, skill, qualification, etc., bias is there when it comes to hiring. This is before the DEI policies like became popular. So the first study from 2004, Marianne, Bertrand, and Sendhil, maybe I'm sorry if I'm going to be butchering this name, Sendhil Mullainathan, forgive me for that, but anyway. So Marianne Bertrand and Sendhil, study from 2004. And the study like has the title, Are Emily and Greg more employable than Lakisha and Jamal? This study used resumes with identical qualifications but different names. The result showed that resumes with white-sounding names received 50% more callbacks for interviews compared to those with African-American sounding names. The source of this study was American Economic Review. The second study that kind of was made in relation to this topic, Devah Pager and colleagues from 2013, investigating prisoner reentry, the impact of conviction status in employment, finding the research revealed that racial minorities face significant discrimination in the job market. Black and Latino candidates were less likely to receive callbacks compared to equally qualified white candidates. The source is Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology. Now, the third study by Daniel E. Hu and others from 2017, Racial Disparities in the Legal Profession, the findings. This study showed that without DEI initiatives, racial biases persist in legal hiring practices, affecting the employment prospect of minority candidates. The source is Law and Society Review. Now, I wanted also to be critical of those studies myself, and basically I wanted to find out of whether or not these studies were peer-reviewed, and indeed they were peer-reviewed. Now, when a study is peer-reviewed, it means that it has been reviewed by independent parties or third parties, and let's say to be scrutinized And if it is peer reviewed, then this kind of adds more to the credibility of this study. So based on those 3 studies, it actually presents a strong argument against the narrative that people of color were given preferential treatment instead of their qualification and skills. And that, so basically it kind of proves somehow that this is not true. The narrative that we kept hearing for the past several years, that DEI sucks, that DEI brings unqualified, unskilled people, is to some extent false, or let's say not kind of biased, or not being, let's say, based on any sound evidence that hiring, for example, that the DEI policies are hiring someone because of their skin color, not because of their skill and qualifications. And basically, I found this like extremely important to understand, because if it is really the case that a lot of minorities are not getting opportunities, not because of their skill, but just because the people who are making the hiring decisions are giving preferential treatment to people they like, it kind of like makes the case that if we didn't have any DEI policies, it would have been impossible to try to adjust or address, let's say, the inequality or systematic racism problem that the society is suffering from. So to all of you who keep shouting on social media, DEI sucks, this sucks, diversity sucks, multiculturalism doesn't work, and all of this, those are 3 peer-reviewed studies that proved how was the situation before we started, before DEI became more popular. So before you begin blaming our skin colors, maybe we should look in the mirror a little bit. Now, I don't mean this as an attack on any race or any demographic. This is not meant as an attack, but I'm rather focusing on being objective, on facts, on truth. And this doesn't mean I am being siding with one party or another. I'm simply trying to be truthful and just in everything, and this is the truth. These are facts. We have studies. There are studies. There is a proof. There's evidence that injustice existed. So what does that mean? It means that without DEI, you brought someone from a minority and someone who is from, let's say, a different, who has more privilege. Both of them apply to the same job. Both of them have the similar experience. Both of them have similar qualification. Both of them are capable of doing the job. The person with a privilege, or let's say the societal status privilege, got the opportunity, but the person from a minority did not. Now, maybe you will say, but if this thing was like so bad, like how come we never heard of it? The answer is very simple. You will never hear from a hiring manager or a company or anyone anything saying we did not hire ABC or XYZ because we preferred more someone who looks like us. Why? Because it is illegal in almost every nation. You cannot discriminate against candidates based on their race, religion, or any of those things. So the only thing that matters is the skills and qualifications. But again, when it comes to the situation when you have two people applying to the same job, both of them have the same skills and experience objectively, this is when things get a little bit tricky, because then maybe like you get someone who's like you like more, or someone you feel, then like it becomes subjective, it doesn't become objective anymore. And I think that it's time for us to call out all of these influencers who keep spreading misinformation and claiming that DEI is harming the economy, or that the DEI is bringing unqualified, unskilled people, because this is harmful not only for the people of minority, but it's harmful also for the economy as a whole. When you make a minority suffer, you have to remember that they are living under the same ceiling as you. They have to pay rent, they have to pay taxes, they have to do everything exactly the same as you do, but you are making them live poorer and have difficult time, and this is going eventually to harm you or the economy in many ways. There has been, now here's the thing, I'm not going to say this for a fact, but I did hear rumors, and here I say rumors, that some research suggested that if you want to make the economy better, you have to fix not only just the inequality when it comes to income, but you have to fix also the social injustice problem. So for this reason, I kindly ask every one of you, anyone who is seeing this video, please be critical of anyone on social media. And here's the thing, just because someone is telling you something on YouTube, TikTok, or Twitter, it doesn't mean that you have to believe them. And even now for me, you don't have to believe me, you don't have to believe what I'm saying, but that is why I'm mentioning the studies, specific studies and resources, which you will find in the description. So this way I am not misleading you or giving you false information or spreading rumors. I hope that you found this useful, and please, if you would like to help us fight social injustice, please share this video with everyone, your loved one, your family, everyone you know, because this is really the way moving forward. We have to address these questions, and we have to fight back against misinformation or disinformation. So thank you, and see you on the next one.